Welcome back to a kitchen table wargaming battle report. We are going to be playing the Grey Knights, the Sons of Titan. We're going to be going up against the Blood Angels today. It's going to be interesting. I am playing around with some new things in this list. Just watching some things, talking to people online, coming up with some different ideas. So we'll see how it goes. It's got a lot of potential. Hopefully I play it right. We shall see. So we have a squad of Terminators right here in the front. These guys are all halberds with a side cannon. Squad of Terminators that are all falchions. One halberd and a stave on the Justicar and a side cannon. I'm going to have a purgation squad. They are actually all with their silencers. That side cannon is there because I don't have them modeled quite like that at the moment. Forgive me. My one other extra silencer is on an interceptor who is not magnetized, so, whatever. If I end up liking this a lot, I'll switch magnets and I'll do the extra work. You also have a squad of strike boys here in the back. So these are my last of my 3 troops. I'm running 2 patrols. So I have the Dread Knight, I have the Librarian, I have Lord Drago, I have Brother Captain Stern, and I'm running the Ancient, who is not a character. I mean, he is a character, but he's an elite's choice. So those are my guys. The Ancient, I keep hearing about this, so I'm trying it out, has the Augurium Scrolls. He is the Warlord with the reroll failed charges. And we'll see what that does. The Librarian has the Sanctic Shard. We'll see how it goes. It could be fun. Up in the back behind the Dread Knight, I've got a 10-man Interceptor Bomb. Not all of them are exactly WYSIWYG. Their weapons are the same. Not all of them have the right backpack, so, is what it is. And then I've dropped a few points over here, so we only have 7 Paladins. Who knows? They're still going to do some work. Might be something I'll change later. Again, I'm just kind of playing around with this. For 3 Paladins or 2 extra Paladins, it's kind of a weird points gap. It's almost 100 points, so I could give up 2 and throw in like another squad of something because they're so expensive. But I like having big Paladin units, so I don't know. We shall see. It'll be very interesting. So that's my list. I have the Dread Knight teleporter because I had like 12, 14 extra points, something weird. So I'm at like 1998, just trying to throw whatever weapons on I could. My Ancient has a side cannon because I had too many points. I don't know. It's fun. We'll play around with it. We'll see how this goes today. And I'm playing against my buddy Josh. He's running some Blood Angels he's learning and testing, so please excuse the paint scheme. But we'll go through this, and he's been having some fun with it. He wanted to throw down against some different flavors here, so I gave him some Grey Knights. So you've got 2 5-man Assault Intercessors, or just Intercessor on the outside. They are Assault. And then there's a 5-man Incursor squad. You got 10 Vanguard Vets. Not very, they are nasty, but and Blood Angels are going to be worse. You got the 2 ATVs. We've got, is it 5?
Yeah, 5 Sanguinary Guard.
5 Sanguinary Guard. Then we've got 1 big Interceptors, is that right?
Yeah.
Plasma Interceptors, there's 5 of them. And then we've got some other things I'm not super excited about. 2 squads of Eradicators, and then 2 squads of the Blade Guard Vet. And there's a 5-man and a 4-man, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a little concerned about that. They don't die very fast, so I don't know what we'll make of that. And then he's only running 2 characters right now. He has plans on getting a few more, or at least 1 more, but he's got the Sanguinary Priest. Yes, so he gets the kind of the apothecary version for Blood Angels. Is the other guy named, or is he just
he's just a Chapter Master?
Chapter Master. All right, so he has the Teeth of Terra. And was there another relic in your list? I don't remember. I don't think
the Angel's Visage.
Oh yeah, Angel's Visage. Is that on him or is that on the
Apothecary?
On the Apothecary. Okay. So it'll be fun. He's right at 2,000 points. Yeah. So he's got a fun list. It's got firepower. So there's enough armaments there to melt most of vehicles and things. There's enough combat in there because they're Blood Angels. It's going to be worse than usual. So I have no idea. It'll be a fascinating little test. I tell you right now that my last 2 games against Marines that have the cool rules for new wound counts and things have made me jealous, and this might not be an exception to that. So we'll get on with this game. We're going to roll up, we'll set up the table and deployment zones, and then we shall be back. Alright, folks, we rolled off for the battle. We got the Scouring. So, if you aren't familiar with this, you've got one objective right in the center. Then there's going to be two on either edge of the board over on that side. Then there's two more on this side. There's already some dudes sitting on it, rude little incursors, making life a little trickier. Then you've got these kind of funny shaped deployment zones. So, it comes in 8 inches from the board edge. You can see I have put a lot of things behind this ruin here. And then 8 inches over on that side, and you go up 16 from the back edge. So that's the end of the line there. Strike boys in the bunker, Purgation Squad, Drago, Grandmaster. The only thing not on the board for me, there's a cluster of characters, Paladins, Terminators, Interceptors, and one Terminator squad is in Deep Strike for me. And that's it. Everybody else is starting on the board today. So we got these dudes, already pointed them out. So Assault Intercessors over here. Bikes. They look kind of lonely. Are they the only guys over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're just chilling. There's the party town over here. So we got the bikes. We got Vanguard vets. He did combat squad them. So there's 5 up in the front. There's 5 in the back. And you've got Assault Intercessors, all the Eradicators, all the Blade Guard vets, all the characters. It's all happening right here. He is deep striking, Sanguinary Guard, and the Interceptors. Not very excited about that, if I do say so myself. This mission, if you're unaware, you do have to hold 2 to score 5 for primary, then hold 3 for 10, and then you've got to hold more than your opponent to get the 15. So it's going to be interesting. Neither of us has an army that wants to sit on objectives. I think he's got a few more troop options that could do that job, but it'll be kind of fun to see how this plays out for us. So I tried to deploy it fairly defensively and out of line of sight. He did the same, so you can't really see either army. It'll be fun. It'll be a good old time. So we'll go ahead and roll off, see who gets to take the first turn. You can go ahead and roll first, and we'll get back. Oh, good. He started with a 6. That's 2 6s in a row. I think there's something wrong with that die. I don't know if you want to go first or second, sir. Do you know?
I do not know.
Ooh, well, we'll be back in a minute, and you'll find out who is going first.
I don't.
All right, folks. Grey Knights got to go first. Not necessarily by choice, because as you saw, Josh won the roll-off. So what we did was we buffed up the Paladins. Josh took Domination for a secondary, so we buffed the Paladins, put them in that central objective, gave them Astral Aim, gave them Hammerhand, gave them Sanctuary, so they should be a little harder to kill. Being on that central objective means that the Vanguards are going to have an easy move and then charge to get into them. I also sent these guys over with their move. I spent the CP to get the 3d6 to cast a Vortex, and I got 12, except it was on a modified 12. So I lost 2 from that, which I was okay with. And then I went over here and we killed 1 Assault Intercessor, I think, from that one. Do we get a Blade Guard, or just part of a Blade Guard? Yeah, we did get a Blade Guard.
Yeah.
And then we wounded the Sanguinary Priest, we wounded an Eradicator, and took out 2 Vanguard vet from the other squad. Yeah, it was pretty nasty. Then I spent the command point for them to cast their smite. So we killed another Assault Intercessor, and then we shot everything at the Vanguards back here, and we did like a wound. That was it. So that was exciting. Over here, the Paladins did shoot into and kill the remaining. One of these guys got smoked by the Terminators, so we killed the last 4 of them with Cybold ammunition. My silencers shot at the Vanguard that are inside the building, and they just, whatever, 2-up saves, no biggie. Cast Armored Resilience on this squad, holding that objective. These guys, we gave them Ethereal Manipulation. If he decides to charge back here, get some crazy weird shenanigans from moving that I don't know about, they can reroll everything and melt them, if I'm lucky. That was it, really. Moved around a bit with characters kind of getting up here. These guys all shuffled around. These guys had to advance, so they didn't get to shoot anything, but they did get to that objective. And they were there. So that's it. I got 2 points for engaging on the fronts, and we will be back after Josh's turn 1. Okie dokie, the Blood Angels, turn 1 is done. The Interceptors are dead, we're not surprised by that. The Paladins took a beating. They did take a couple of Eradicator shots to the face that killed a few, and then we got piled in and hit and smacked. I did spend the 2 command points for Masters of Combat, so I was hitting when I died. One guy just totally whiffed. It was kind of sad. But we did manage to kill him down to 2 Vanguards left, and then failed morale. I was so proud. So that does mean that we're contesting the center, which is important because he has domination. So I was kind of thrilled that that worked out. Kind of sad to lose 5 of my 7 paladins, but I knew that was going to be a bloodbath in the middle anyways. So that's done there. Scored Oath of Moment, 3 points on that. Scored 3 for Aboard the Witch. Are we surprised that he took that secondary? No, we are not. These guys advanced to get up onto that point again, so he's got that again. He has 1 squad of Eradicators still chilling behind the building, kind of doing some screening, I suppose you'd say. And then everybody else kind of moved out. 1 group jumped up on the ledge, and yeah. My Interceptors actually survived a lot of the firepower, which I was excited for, and then they just got charged and meleeed to death because poor boys, they don't stack up to anybody else's Marines right now. But all things considered, not bad, I don't think, for me turn 1, but it's not as good as Josh's turn 1. So I knew it would be a battle from the get-go, so I have to be clever and see if we can continue to make things happen over here. Who knows? So we'll be back after Grey Knight's turn 2. Alright, so the turn 2 is done. Interesting turn. We moved these guys up, got them in line of sight of the Assault Intercessors that were back there. Then deep struck this squad in. Then I realized if I did a lot of shooting and smiting at them, I was going to kill them off and not be able to make the charge. So with the Warlord, we just kind of held off. We killed 1 with a smite, and then instead of shooting everything, we just went for the charge so we could hold that objective. Over here, we did cast a smite from the Paladins and killed the last Vanguard vet. Put Sanctuary on the Dread Knight. So we're, again, holding that center objective, making him have to come over and get it. Used Astral Aim, and then their shooting didn't do anything. I think we took a wound off of a Vanguard vet, and that was with the Dread Knight and the Paladins, so it was kind of sad. Didn't really do anything to this side of the board. My strike squad had line of sight on the Assault Intercessors that are on that objective, and they did actually kill 1. So I guess we did something. But that was really about it. It was weird. I have a few different things I wanted to do that I couldn't really do because I didn't have enough Gate of Infinities, etc. And Drago came back here for the rerolls, and in case of the deep strike that I know is on its way at some point, gave him self-armor resilience so that he can be somewhat more survivable. And I do have to say, I've never actually used Mr. Ancient with the Agorium Scrolls for the Exploding 6s. That was tasty. So I only had the Halberd and the 3 Falchions in range to fight with those Assault Intercessors, but the Falchions alone killed them off with a few extra wounds that went through. So it was really cool. I spent the 1 command point to hit on 2s, and then I got 3 extra hits, and I didn't miss any, so that was already a bunch. And then I remembered the extra attack for the Falchions, along with the banner, along with the scrolls. It ended up being like 20-something attacks, and all of them wounded. I think. So yeah, anyways, that was really cool. I enjoyed that a lot. It's the first time I've tried that. Now it is time for the Blood Angels to come back, and they're going to dish out some hurt because now we've got Inceptors coming down, and we've got, what are the other scary things? A Sanguinary Guard are coming down, so I'm a little worried. But hey, it'll be fun. We'll see what happens. So we'll be back after Blood Angels, turn 2. Alright, so we just had a good chuckle. I'm winning on primary. Yay! Because I got 5 last turn. So this stuff came down over here. The Plasma Inceptors, they are worth a reputation. They just picked up my, what were they, Purgation Squad. Not surprising. The Vanguard vets came and blendered my poor strike squad, so that's not surprising. These Blade Guard vets, excuse me, came in and my paladins were like, yeah, we can fight. No, we're dead. These guys, he used the chapter master deal, so they got into assault doctrine for. Is that a chapter master ability or is that a blood?
Sanguinary priest?
Sanguinary priest. Okay, so they got the assault doctrine, so they're like -4 on the swords, +1 to wound, made them wounding my paladins on 2s because we're still baby buff marines, I guess. It was insane. So it was a lot of damage, and then the 2 damage flat just cleaned them right up. The sad story here, because I mean that was gonna happen, right? The Dread Knight. I had 8 3-up saves to make. He failed 7 3-up saves. It was amazing, and Josh was being generous, and he only did like 2 or 3 wounds at a time. So it took 8 of them, but like he rolled 1s and 1s and 1s and a couple of 2s. I was so sad. So whatever. I guess he kept something alive in the shooting phase. And then over here, these guys got charged. Trying to remember what all happened. We lost 2 to combat, or 2.5. I did use my last command point for redoubtable defense, and that actually helped a lot because the 2 damage swords just killed 1.5, 2.5. So that was good. Then they hit back. I think we killed 1 and left 1 on a wound. Is that what it was? Yeah. So again, I'm liking the scrolls. I'm liking the +1 to attack. It's just a lot of dice. So that was better than I thought. And my Terminators being true, mean that I still hold that one. So I'll still get 5 points for primary. Again, I've got 10 more points than Josh has this game, but he is now holding 3 pretty easily. So at this point, he's gonna just start getting the full 15, unless I can really do some shenanigans. So yeah, there's just a lot of things that regular Space Marines get to do that make me excited for when Grey Knights will get a book. But right now we don't have the book, and sometimes it's an easy matchup, and this one's not a particularly easy one. So Drago's gonna come and do the business now. That's what I've decided. He's gonna do the business. My other characters and captains and things are gonna come and do the business, and it's gonna be a great game, and we'll win. I don't know about that. So we'll be back. Grey Knights turn 3 is coming up. All right, folks, we're back. It's the end of my turn, about to be Blood Angel's turn 3, right? Mm-hmm. So Drago came in and did the business over here, but he did get interrupted, and they fought first and dropped him to a single wound left, which means that these guys right here will just delete him, unless he gets super lucky. But so far, I haven't rolled saves, really, to save anything. It's been really disappointing. I might have saved 1 of his Storm Shield saves from the Vanguard vets. Scary. We left this stuff well enough alone. Over here, Brother Captain moved up to hold the objective. Librarian just kind of shimmied around. He'll maybe help support that. Over here, and then we did a smite, spent a CP, periled, spent the other CP from the Librarian, and then used Gate of Infinity. So this Terminator squad jumped over here to be next to the Ancient, and then made the charge over here because these 2 Blade Guard guys would have just shredded getting to fight first in the combat, which I knew. So we made the charge in, got in there, and killed these guys. So that was good. Preventing domination momentarily, but he's still got those there. He's still got this middle one, so he's going to get 5 points. He's scoring his first primary points of the game. I'm proud of myself for doing that. It might not matter much in the last 2 turns, but it's cool for now. And I got 2 more for engage on all fronts. And by the way, if you're watching this and you could tell me what secondary objectives I should take in this matchup for future reference, I would love to know. My mental interrogation is not gone because I haven't had a character in range, and I didn't have an extra psyker when this guy was in range. So, I mean, that was a bad choice. I'm getting engaged on all fronts for every turn for a few points, and I don't know. I had to grind them down, and that hasn't worked out yet either because it's Blood Angels. But yeah, I'm not going to do any of the shadow operation stuff. I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, if you got tips on that, let me know. But anyways, it's been fun so far, and it's been back and forth killing stuff. It's been interesting. So we'll be back after Blood Angels turn 3. I could be quite tabled by that point. So we'll see what happens. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, folks. The end of the Blood Angels turn 3 is the turn is done. Now, I predicted that I would be tabled at the end of this turn. I was wrong. I forgot that there was going to be no way for him to get to my ancient. So my warlord stands, and he's looking around going, Gate of Infinity? I think so. Big boy over here, well, I should start with all of this mess killed my 5 Terminators that had just finished defeating the Blade Guard over on this side. It's not surprising. He left my one little Terminator alone over here so that he could charge, and this guy he had 9 attacks on the charge, and I think 8 of them went through, and I saved 1. It's pretty amazing. It's really cool. We were just talking, we spent a little bit of time talking about this. He kept the Sanguinary Guard back until turn 3 and dropped them in back there, and they charged both characters, so they made the charge on the captain and the librarian, and it was amazing. They just blendered them. Back here, Drago, I felt so bad. He only failed 1 save. 1 save. If I'd had a command point, he would have still been alive, and then he would have got punched in the face. But I was really excited. He almost survived the shooting from the plasma inceptors. So I mean, we're the game's pretty much done now. I can't score points at this stage in the game, so there's no point in finishing it out. But we made it through turn 3. Some of the things to note, this is some of the stuff we were talking about. This right here, Josh bringing these Blade Guard vets, I thought was a really weird thing because they can't go any faster with Blood Angels, and Blood Angels are about speed. But what happened was the Vanguard vets, splitting them into 2 squads and then being able to shoot them out. They went here to the center first. What the other squad? Oh, the other squad went back here. Yeah, they killed the interceptors and then came around back to this side and killed the strike squad. So their speed, and just the number of attacks they can put out. Being in Blood Angels, they get 5 if they've charged, and if you get the assault combat or the assault doctrine, which you can do with your chapter master. It is incredible. So giving them rerolls of hits, and then they reroll wounds with their lightning claws, and they get the extra +1 to damage, or +1 to wound, just for being Blood Angels, was horrific. And I thought my paladins with a 4 of Invul would survive that longer, and they did not. So it's really cool. I can see why people are talking the praise of the Blood Angels right now. It was really impressive. So they can bring, in this list in particular, the firepower to deal with big things. Tanks wouldn't have survived. My Dread Knight with a 3 up invul should have survived. That was another story. But they have what they need to shred tanks. They've got the bolter fire. Small arms fire is a little lacking, but you don't need it because everything's going to be within 12 inches of whatever it needs to hit, and then it can charge, and the +1 to charge. So very, very cool. I hoped that my Grey Knights would last a little longer against them. Keeping them from scoring for 3 turns, for the most part, except for secondaries, was good. I was excited about that. But that's it. So we will wrap this up. Pretty sure Josh will have close to a full 100-point game here when we do all the scoring and finish that out. But as it stood, I was down by 15 or 20 at the end of turn 3, just because of all the secondaries that he could max out, taking up Where the Witch, and he got domination this turn and some other stuff. So it was a good game. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I enjoyed it. I just wish for a few things, and it's not a fish that I wish for. But it does also give me some hope for when the Codex comes out for Grey Knights. It should be really fun. Because what I've seen of the Marines I've played, Ultramarines and Blood Angels, the new Codex has been really good. And their supplements they've still been flavorful. They've still been fun to see. I would say they still fight just like Blood Angels. And they still do what they've got to do. It's really cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. We did have fun. I had a good time, even if I couldn't roll saves tonight, and my poor Grey Knights got mulched. It was still a fun game. Hope you enjoy it. I mean, please give me some feedback on maybe better secondaries. You'll see what they were. And again, I had engaged on all fronts, which I was able to score most of the game until I died. I kept him from domination for 2 turns. No, only 1 turn, because he kept being able to take it back in his turn. But that's okay. Kept him from primaries pretty much the first 2 turns. He didn't get those at all. But this is a harder mission. There's only 5 objectives, and you have to hold 2 for at least 5. So it was fun. We did what we tried. We got most things to work. My purgation squad did very little other than buff the paladins to let them shoot and kill things. So that was why Josh said he wanted to delete them before they got to do anything. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, it's a fun game. Thanks for coming. Thanks for playing. Hope you guys enjoy the battle report, and we'll catch you on the next one.